Kumusta, mabuhay, and welcome to the northern coast of New South Wales, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I have a guest today, and we can all see that my guest is Filipino.
Yes.
Now, this young gentleman has lived and worked in Australia for many years now. He's a very successful guy. I've had the pleasure of knowing Jimbo for a number of years, and he's a person I can trust, and I know that he understands Filipino culture because, I mean, he's Filipino. You can't get a better point of view about the Philippines.
That's right.
Unless you listen to a Filipino. Now, Jimbo has seen the videos on the fish ponds and the taking of the fish from the second pond. He understands the situation, so I've asked him his opinion as a Filipino, how he would react if that was his fish pond. Now, I've said to him that, like, okay, we got two fish ponds separated by about 4 feet of water. One is being rented and paid for to raise fish. The other one belongs to the same fish pond owner that owns the one that's rented, but that's not being paid for, that's not being rented. So the guy that's renting this one is going into that fish pond to trap or take fish that's coming in and out of it for his own use. And he's actually boasting that it's free money, that because of this fish pond's existence, he can go into it and use it and utilize the unrented fish pond for his own use. He's actually boasted that one of his family members goes in there every couple of days and gets fish out of it for snacks. And that they're doing it on a regular basis. He's actually said we can take 50 to 100 pieces of fish out of here a day. So I've said to him, what do you think that the owner of the second pond that all this fish is being taken out of, that he's got no right to utilise, he's not paying rent on it in any way, shape or form. So I've said to my friend Jimbo here, as a Filipino, what would you do if you were the fish owner? So, Jimbo, please tell the audience, as a Filipino, what you think of the situation.
Well, as a Filipino, of course, I'm very angry. You know, that's a stealing, and especially he's a foreigner. You know, she don't respect Filipino country. You know.
Do you think that he's renting this one? He's not renting that one. He's actually said, well, the owner has abandoned this. No, it still belongs to the owner, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If there's any fish coming in and out of that pond, who owns those fish?
Of course, the Filipino one.
The Filipino owner, right? Do you think that the guy that's renting the one next to it has any right to go into that pond and utilise...
Never. Not allowed.
Okay, because this is YouTube and there are guidelines, we can't say anything about any aggressive sort of acts, but as a Filipino, if you were the owner of this pond, would that incite you to anger?
Of course, yeah. Of course, anyone with anger, you know.
Would you?
Could be I shoot him or bust him, you know, or I put it in the court, you know.
Yeah.
So I sue him.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think that he has the right to say to his viewers, because the fish pond owner is not actually physically working this pond, I can go in and I can use that fish pond for myself?
No right. She don't have a right thing like that.
What do you think of him saying in the video that the fish that I take out of there are free money? What do you say to that?
Disgusting.
It's ridiculous, you know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have another Filipino here, a Pinay. And this particular Pinay has an extremely, highlighted point of view on this. So this particular Pinay, because of her family involvement in that area, doesn't want to be identified, but she does have an opinion. Amigo, can you tell me, and please, because this is a Bisaya audience, can you just give a quick rundown in Bisaya to the Filipino viewers what you think of this situation?
Dili maayo ang gibuhat anak niya kay dili good na iyahang kuan yung fish pond. Dili na, that's not his property. It shouldn't be allowed. What he's doing is totally unacceptable. is totally disrespecting Filipino people
That's right.
and should not be happening.
So what do you think of his excuse that because this fish pond is next to his fish pond, the one that he's renting, he's not renting this one, but he says he's got the right to go into that fish pond and trap the fish in it. What do you say to that? He's not renting this one, so he shouldn't be anywhere near it. He should have no access to it whatsoever, should he?
No,
Yeah, that's right.
he's got no right to do that regardless. It's not his and he should not be touching it because that's stealing.
That's right.
If this was your fish pond and you were renting this one to him, what would you do?
Oh, I would be very angry with that person.
Would you break his lease? Would you say, that's it, I've had enough?
I actually would kick him out if that's his attitude towards my fish pond because I don't agree with what he's doing.
Okay. And Jimbo, what do you think? Do you agree with that? Do you agree that the fish pond owner has every right to go and say to this guy, well, you've broken the agreement, you're stealing off me.
Yeah, I agree.
Get out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the opinion of two Filipinos, straight from the horse's mouth. They understand the culture better than I do, even though I know it very well. They're Filipino born and bred. They understand what's going on here, and they totally disagree with it. Can I ask you point blank, just so the viewers get this clear? His excuse that he's saying the owners abandoned his second pond, do you think that is fair?
No, that's not fair. I think to me that's just sheer arrogance. He thinks he can just do whatever he likes.
Okay, and do you think...
Jeff, I don't mind foreigner coming to my country, but some of this foreigner like this guy here who is doing illegal and not doing the right thing by that Filipino owner who's renting him that pond is just not, he's not doing the right thing. And to me, that Filipino person who owns that pond should break the lease and kick him out.
Yeah, I've explained to both of you previously how no foreigner is allowed at all under any circumstances under the presidential order by President Duterte signed in 2018,
Yeah, that's right.
under the 11th Foreign Negative Investment List and under Republic Act RA 8550 and others, and the anti-dummy laws, that even though his Isawa, his Filipino wife, has permits to do fishing, a foreigner is not allowed to be involved in this in any way, shape or form. That's the law of the Philippines. That's the constitutional law. What do you say as Filipinos about a foreigner coming in, completely ignoring all that? What do you say about that?
Well, that makes me very angry because we Filipino, we try to do the right thing. And who is this person who totally disregarding the law of the Philippines, and that makes us angry, me being a Filipino, Jeff. Makes me very angry because that is totally disrespecting our law. We're trying to do the right thing and follow. So what this guy give him the right to do this?
Now, his excuses, and this is what he tells his viewers, he says, oh, it's all in my wife's name. But we've already covered that in other videos, what the story is, that there are anti-dummy laws that say that any Filipina who involves her foreign husband in any activity that's solely reserved for Filipinos' benefit only, which fisheries are, under all those regulations I've told you about, the anti-dummy laws say his Filipino wife can be prosecuted and get into trouble because of that. What do you say about him saying, oh, well, it's in my wife's name? Do you think that's just a bullshit excuse?
That is a bullshit excuse.
And how,
definitely a bullshit excuse, Jeff.
If you were in the Philippines right now, would you be prepared to go down to Taliban Municipal Hall and make a complaint to the mayor?
I would do that, Jeff. But the thing is, to be honest with you, some officials, government officials in the Philippines, unfortunately, if you give them the money, it will just under the carpet, and they're not gonna do investigation because they are all corrupt, and that's the truth, Jeff.
I'm
pretty sure you yourself knew that because you told me you and your wife been to the Philippines a few times, didn't you?
Yeah.
They are corrupt, Jeff. Even though if myself I go and report it, it will just nothing will happen to it because you know why? That guy, I'm not saying that because I've got no proof. But unfortunately, in the Philippines, money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah, he's been getting away with breaking these laws for quite a while now. So I would say that now, would you agree with me that a foreigner in the Philippines, everybody in the barrio, everybody in the barangay knows exactly what that foreigner does on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, yeah. Jeff, seriously, in a small town, everybody knows what everybody's doing.
So the barangay captain would know what he's into?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because in a small town, like I came from a small town, we know what's going on in a small town. And unfortunately, where I came from, Jeff, my barangay captain is also corrupt. And that's how it is.
What do you think do you think that the local mayor would know what he's doing?
Of course. Shit, yeah, they are all in it. They are all in it.
Right. Could I ask you to do me a favour? Could I ask you just to say a couple of words in Bisaya in your own language to ask Filipino viewers that are in Bohol to do whatever they can, whether it's anonymously or personally, to make a complaint about this guy to Talawan Municipal Hall?
Ambot lang kung kinsa naa diha sa taga Bohol nga kaila aning tawhana mo complain dito sa barangay captain o sa mayor. Pero what I'm saying, I think Jeff is no use, because if this guy's been giving money to the barangay captain or to the mayor, nothing will be happen. But still, that doesn't make it right. It's corruption, and it's totally unacceptable. I mean, I know some foreigners came to my country, and I've got a lot of respect for them because they are doing the right thing. But this particular guy that you told me, he's not doing the right thing. I reckon, Jeff, our government should deport this guy wherever he came from.
Salamat dai. Sige.
Sige dai.
You're welcome, Dong.
Yeah. Salamat. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A viewpoint from the Filipino perspective, and you can't get a better viewpoint on this subject than that. It's Filipino speaking. I don't know what else to say. There's no excuse for this guy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We appreciate your views. We appreciate your comments and your input, and we appreciate the fact that you follow this channel. And I, as Gary calls me, the face of a foreigner telling truth in the Philippines. He calls me the face of the video. I try to put out the truth as it comes out. I've tried to show you here now the Filipino situation and how they feel, and that's a concern. And that's something that this slug should take notice of. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Only here, only the truth, only honesty. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Again, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, or Gary will kick my butt. Thank you. Bye-bye.